Hey guys, this is Dave from Team Woven, and I wanted to do a deck discussion about Subterrors. Since the new support is out, I want to see different ways I could play this deck. What's the best build? Um, I kind of just like added the new stuff onto the build I played for LA, and there's certain texts that I put in that some worked really well, some that I might just try to cut just because I played a lot more cards. I played a 51 card deck for San Diego. And about San Diego, I went like X3. It was 8 rounds. I was X3 at I went X3 at round 7. I lost to my friend Ryan. It was pretty close match. We went into time game 3. And I lost because he ripped Kaiju Slumber off of a Tsukiyomi because he's playing 60 card ABC. And he rips the Slumber off the Tsukiyomi. And I had a pretty good board too. But congrats to him. Like it was good. It was a good match. Like it was a good loss, you know. And then my 8th round, I just gave the win to the opponent because he needed an invite. For the most part, throughout the tournament, I was doing pretty well. I was in the top tables in the very beginning. I was undefeated until round 4, I believe. Then after that, I won like 2 more, or I won 1, then lost 1. My other losses were both to Zoo. The first loss was to a True Draco. It was a True King Zoo actually. He used Dragonic. It was a like 55 card or 50 card around there. Zoo with the True King, so he used Dragonic Diagrams and Balboons with Ram. So he would it kind of played the way this deck played, except just only pure Zoo. So you try to litho pop Ram with like maybe Balbaboon or just like different stuff. Just because it just like shows that's how powerful the Earth True King is, and so that was a good loss. We went to game 3. All of these games I went to game 3. And then the second loss was to just like a pure Zoo. He opened broke game 1, so I just instantly scooped after he made his board, and he made his board. I drew for turn. I just instantly scooped because I didn't want him to see what I was playing. Game 2, I was doing. I opened pretty well. I opened like the Nappies combo, and I was gonna make like an Emerald Trident to protect it, but he had the Ghost Ogre for the barrage, so I was only able to make a Subterror with Nappies with the Hidden City. But Zodiac can out it easily with Trident, so I just lost that game. And then yeah, the third one was to the 60 card ABC. But other than that, this deck performed pretty well. I play 51 cards, so I have a pretty high monster count, but I never really bricked. I thought so I'll just like explain some of the card choices for monsters at least. So 3 Archer. My build's pretty Archer oriented, so you have to max on this. Still 2 of this. Warrior's super good. I'm almost always summoning Warrior off of Archer just so I could get it into play. I played 1 Fiendus. I think the pure build could play should play 3, but in my build, it's not a good. You don't want to see it. You don't use the effect to like summon until late game, and then effect negation is relevant early, but you want to be able to search it, say off a Hidden City if you already have your Archer or something. It's a super solid 1 of, maybe even a 2 of in this deck, the way I built it. But as for now, I was happy with how I played at 1. I was able to win the game just because I negated a Litho effect when it was revealing in hand. So that was pretty cool. But I think it's a solid 1 of. Same ratios, 2, 1. And then I played this guy because I'm playing the Nappies with the global. because that combo is actually really easy to pull off, and it's super strong, and you can protect Nappies with a Trident usually, and then like a by battle with Hidden City. So it's a pretty solid opening. And then I'm playing a 2 Litho now, just because I'm playing 1 Dragonic Diagram, and that's partially why I'm also playing this card, but I'll explain that later. I'm playing 2 Rat, and instead of playing double Whiptail, I put 1 Ram now, just also because of Diagram. Diagram's actually super, super good, and it's like a good upgrade for this build. Like another way, like in my previous LA build, I was hoping to like either have this or draw into it after I like Zoo comboed. But now it's searchable, so you're able to pop Archer, you're able to pop a Ram, you're able to pop Balbaboon, which is why I play Balbaboon. And you could pop like a Global or something and it'll still like get you value later. So I thought Diagram was pretty good. Still the same. This is super good. Balbaboons, they could help unbreak your hands, but I would only play Balbaboon if you're playing like 50 card plus build. Since mine was like 51, the 51st card was Global. I just couldn't cut down like space, like you need like everything, and the Subterror like part is really big. So there's no like monsters that could cut down on that, and you need all the mini engines to get it going. So I had to play 51, but if you're playing less than that, then I'd probably cut Balbaboon. That's what I'm gonna try to do. I want to cut this down to 45 again. So I'll see if I could take this out, see how that goes. But it wasn't like I was cutting this because it was bad. It's just I'm trying to cut it down to be so it's not as big. I don't like playing bigger decks. I was never a fan of like above 40. I think 45 is pretty solid. 50 is good. It was still fine for me, but I'm just want to try to see how I could cut it down. And then these two are the same. And Global was super awesome. It's so easy to make Nappies in this deck with just free Earth from here or just Nemesis Warrior. But yeah, and then for the spells, 3 Hidden City. And then I borrowed the Diagram. I actually just got one right now, but so it was gonna be 3 Hidden City and 1 Diagram because we're playing triple terraforming now. The terraformings are never dead just because usually if you're playing just these and these, then if you open this and this, it's kind of whatever because this can only be activated once per turn. So you can't stack multiple Hidden Cities and keep searching, which that would have been cool, but if you're playing 1 Diagram, then that helps fix dead terraforming, so you're not just totally dead. Like you could activate Hidden City, search Archer, and then search Diagram with the terraforming, or vice versa, and then it's not just like a dead card in your hand. And then 3 Barrage, the same, and then 3 Instant Fusion with a Fusion Sub. It's the same as last time. And then Traps, I play 3 Strike. I play 9 Traps. And so you still kind of need Traps to protect your boards and everything. And so 3 Strike was solid. I played 2 Final Battle and 1 Ghost Scare. I'm playing Ghost Scare still because it's searchable. You need the search. And if you have these two, like you don't want to waste Final Battle, its flip effect. Honestly, like I won 2 games with Final Battle just because of the attack boost. Like the attack boost is like probably the most relevant effect. Like after seeing it, like I was able to beat over a Masterpiece and get over like 3,000 defense, like True Kings, and like this lets you just out like big monsters with any of like the little guys. Like let me see the stats again. Like Archer becomes like a 3,000 beat stick with this. So since it can be activating damage step, like they don't expect that to happen, and so I think this ratio is super solid. And then I thought there could be a lot of true Jaco, and so I was gonna run the Kaiju engine, but instead of playing the Kaiju engine, I would have played 3 Kaijus and then 2 Slumber, but last minute I switched it to the 5 cards would have been 2 that I switched out were 2 Needle Sealing and then 3 Balbaboon. And so Needle Sealing I wanted because Torrential is super good. I thought Needle Sealing is just extra copies of Torrential because most of the time when Masterpiece comes out, he's going to be unaffected by monsters and spells but not traps. So even if it comes out, this is able to deal with it. And no one's playing around Needle Sealing. This deck can actually main deck it just because you have monsters that are going to be face down. So when they're summoning like 2 to 3 monsters with Zoo or anything like that, you could just blow up their field, just like completely wipe it out and still have your advantage. Or you can honestly just set it, and most decks right now need to make at least 4 monsters. They'll be going off and they'll have like a True King and maybe a couple dinos, or they'll have whatever. It's like this could just out everything. So this is pretty solid. It's got me out of a few games. Like this guy was doing the Zoo combo. Like I just set 1 card and I set Needle Sealing, and oh no, what happened was I normal summoned Balbaboon, and I like fixed my hand. I set Needle Sealing. I just passed because I didn't want to overextend. He starts going. He thinks he's like fine. He's doing the Zoo combo. He has like a rat, Chalkanine, and a Broad Bull because he's doing the Fusion Sub combo. He activates Fusion Sub. I chain Needle Sealing. I pop my Balbaboon, get rid of his things. His Fusion Sub doesn't resolve. All his monsters are in grave, and I'm plussing off a Balbaboon. So that was a pretty cool play. And this just like is Torrential Tribute, but whenever you want. So I thought it was pretty cool. But what I'm gonna test is taking out Balbaboons and maybe taking out Needle Sealing. This is still a good side deck card, but I just want to try to cut down as much as I can in this deck. So I still need to test that. But overall, it was pretty solid. It was a lot of cards. That's the only thing. But that might not be a bad thing. But all the traps are pretty solid. And now for extra deck, it was almost same Zoo lineup. So 2 Trident, Brobble, Chalkanine, which is awesome because it just like makes the combo super easy. And just 1 of each. And then 1 Emerald this time because you only really want to make it when you're doing the combo, and after that you never really make Emerald. So you never really need the second one. It's never come up for me. It didn't come up for me in LA, and then I didn't miss it this weekend. So 1 Dweller still because of True Kings. My favorite combo, these guys. And Invoker still. And then 1 Engineer. So I was talking to my teammate Evan about other rank 3s, and then we thought of this, and this card is actually super good going second because like if you're going second against Trident, and say you have like a Terratop, you special Terratop, and say they don't want to waste a strike on it yet because they have their Trident. Because most people will be like, oh, I'll wait for the Toxin board to come out, make Invoker, then I'm gonna pop a Trident. And so if they let you special, if they strike it, then you've already baited out the strike. But if not, and they're just waiting, and say they don't even have strike, they just have Trident. For example, you special Terratop, special Talk, and then you overlay, and they're just waiting for you to make the Invoker, and then you go into this. Then the Trident just doesn't do anything to you anymore, and then you're able to safely just try to combo off. But so this was pretty cool, and I wasn't afraid to play another level 3 just because I was playing Balbaboons. But since I'm cutting these, then I might take this out. I'm not sure, but I think this is pretty solid going second. And then the same fusions, those 2, and then the Net Beast. But yeah, I thought that this deck was pretty cool. It was pretty strong. It was hard to play against. The new boost with Final Battle, Fiendus, and then this guy. At least in my build, those are the only things that I needed to change. And the diagram as well. Those are like kind of the updates. The final battles are really, 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 really good. Like honestly, I think the attack modification, I think that's the most relevant. It's super, super good too, just to flip your stuff on your opponent's turn. But most of the time I was using the attack and defense changer. But I still need to test the pure build. That one's probably gonna use like a Brilliant Fusion engine with the Predaplants, and I think that one seems pretty solid. But right now, honestly, I think if you're not playing Zoo, then it's not worth it. I think Zoo just offers so much for this deck, and there's too much synergy, like all being Earth and the True Kings with it, and like there's so many starter cards that like it lets you play going second. Because if you have like like second or first, like if you open Hidden City with like any starter card like Terra Top or Barrage, even Instant Fusion, like you're set. Those are like crazy combos, and the opening boards with this deck are so strong that it just wins you games if you just open. Especially now with this card, like that Nappies combo with the Trident, that's just like super, super hard for some decks to deal with. And so I think there's just way too many starter cards that you're able to overwhelm your opponent. That's also the reason why like I'm not playing hand traps in the main. It's because I'd rather have my first turns be super, super solid, and I could use every card I draw into to keep comboing off. And yeah, hand traps are super good, and like they are like like you're drawing into traps essentially. Like if you're going first and you draw like a Ghost Ogre, and that's gonna be like a trap that you could use on your next turn. But if like your monsters and the boards that you make are like just gonna be super good, that I want to get those boards as consistently first turn as I can as possible. And even going second, like this deck has so many cards that they're able to play through a lot of things, so I wasn't too worried about going second and not having anything. But yeah, that's why I was thinking about playing the Kaijus, because I needed something going second. But I'd rather not lose the consistency and just try to make it as best I can going first. But yeah, I'm open to like discussion, or if you guys ever want to like talk to me about Subterrors, or if you guys want to help me make a different build, like the pure build, that's something that I want to look into. Just message me on Facebook, or you can like we could like test on Duelingbook. Like I could play this version, you could play pure, or vice versa, and we could just I want to talk to different people about this deck. I want to see what we need to try to find the best build. I think this could be like a team effort. Like everyone has their own ideas, you know. We just need to put our we need to respect each other's opinions and like put our own opinions in there. And it's not going to be good with only one mind, is what I'm saying. Like one person can't just think up of the best deck, in my opinion. I think like if everyone puts together their best ideas, then we could find the best build, the most consistent, the most deadly. There's a Subterror TCG group that I'm a part of on Facebook, and I'm also part of just like I'm also on Zodiac, so you could look me up and message me, and we could just test on Duelingbook or whatnot. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about what I played this weekend, or what cards I should take out, or I could try for next time, because this is a cool tech that worked really well. So I'm open to like new ideas as well. So this is David from Tumoven signing out.